Hello, hello. Okay, tested the audio. Okay, so hello everyone. This is John Jenkins, and I'm bringing you another video. The title of this video is "Tombert saved my program," or "Tombert saved my Tombert saved my program." So basically, I talked to Tombert for the first time. Tombert is one of the guys who I started talking to back when I was in back when I had done Busco Quaternary. Anyway, we had a lot of conversations. The guy's really a genius programmer. So, but anyway, we talked for the first time in 5 years. About a week ago, we talked for the first time in 5 years, and I was trying to complete this universal number based converter, and I told him I had gone I basically using modulus or my modulo. I had finished the first half of the program, but I was having trouble completing the second half, and I had this really convoluted, really complex, really difficult method of completing the program. But Tom Berg basically just told me, he's like, just use modulo. I was like, I already did use Modulo, and he's like, nah, just use Modulo again. I mean, if Modulo got you to the first half, then Modulo's gonna get you to the second half. And and I was thinking about it because basically I was having a problem where I what basically my original plan was to do a for loop. Basically, my original plan was to do a for loop and just have the for loop increase in magnitude through every iteration. But the problem with that was that if I had done a for loop, it would have been basically um, I either would have had to truncate the result early, or I would have had to have it be infinite. Most likely with a for loop, I was gonna have to truncate the number early and just have a certain number of digits for every number. Now that works if you've got small numbers that only have 3 digits, but it doesn't work if you're trying to create something that's gonna stand the test of time. So basically, I was thinking about it. I was like, wait a minute. So, you know, basically what I figured out was that if you have a number, there's a way that you can tell when you've reached the end of the number with modulo. Basically, there's multiple ways that you can tell when you've reached the end of a number with modulo. And so I ended up going with the while loop. Why don't I show you this? Why don't I show you this right now? Um, okay, so this is the program. What base would you like to convert to? And basically, the number is 308, and it's in base 10. The number is 308, and it's in base 10, and I want to convert that to base 12. So I put in 12, and basically the answer, the number 308 in base 12 is 218. 218. And I know that because I used an online universal number based converter that somebody else had made to check my answer. So the answer to this problem is 218. So basically, in the there's three decimal places. There's three decimal places in the cubed, I believe. No, I'm sorry. So this would be the this would be to the first power, and this would be squared. No, I'm sorry, this would be to the zero power. This would be to the zero power, and this would be to the first power, and this would be squared. Uh, so basically, the answer is 218. So this is the squared base. This is the square power. So 12 squared. The base is 12. So 12 squared is 144 times 2 is 288. So this is correct for the hundreds digit. For the tens digit, 1 times 12 equals 12. So that's correct for the tens digit. And for the zero power, for the zero power, um, one times one times I'm sorry, eight times one, basically 8 times 1 equals 8. So it's 218. The answer is 218. And I was able to do that. And there were certain issues, there were certain problems I was having. So basically, what happened was originally I couldn't figure out what the problem was. I had let's see, I had start power at 0. At start power at 0, and let's see if I can reproduce this. So okay, convert to base 12. So I had start power at 0, and I ended up with this extra 0 at the end. I thought the reason why I had the extra 0 at the end was because basically I had not ended the basically I used the while loop. I used the while loop. So basically this is where's the yeah, here's the while loop right here. So while input number is greater than 0, and basically I had a while loop, and I was thinking, maybe the condition to end the while loop ended one step too late. I've had that happen a lot when I'm doing for loops, stuff like that, where I will end the condition. I will end the condition after the action is taken, and therefore there's one action is too many. I thought that was the reason why it didn't work in the beginning, but then I realized that the extra 0 was not in the thousands. The extra 0 was not in the thousands. It was in the zeros. It was in the zeros, or the yeah, it was in the zeros. So the real problem was that um, it was basically before the zeros. I'm sorry, it was before the zeros. So the extra 0 was coming before the 0 position, before the 0 power position, and that was when I realized that the problem was that I was starting the problem. Basically, the issue is that basically I was saying shave num. Basically the problem I was having was the power that I was starting at. The power that I was starting at was 0 originally. And the issue is that if you're starting at 0 power, anything to the 0 power is 1. Anything to the 0 power is 1, right? So that's all well and good, but any integer. So this program only works with integers. So any integer that you modulus to any integer that you modulus the number 1 with is going to if you do any number modulo 1, basically if you do any number modulo 1, any integer modulo 1, you're basically going to end up with 0, because one divides evenly into any integer, which leaves a remainder of 0. So if you do start power 0, you're automatically going to have an extra 0 at in the before the 0 position of your result. So I was able to figure that part out. So now I start power at 0 at 1. I'm sorry. My start power is at 1, and so this is it. I mean, I figured it out, and with Tombert's help, and now I just have to take this and I have to put it into my previous program and see how it works. So thank you very much, everyone, and goodbye.